And the last thing, the most important piece, is we're going to take the North and never give it back.
Right now, I'm telling you this, because I had the Bears twice. When they made that trade and they got a lot better on the defensive side, when Sweat came over and the secondary got healthy, I'm telling you, everybody expected Eberflus to get let go middle of the year. The guy had an energy about him. His team responds to him. You better get on the Bears right now. You better get on the Bears.
Oh, buy low.
And I'm not a Bears guy. I don't know anything about. I don't care about the Bears. I'm just saying they're the Detroit Lions from a couple years. Like, they're coming. The Bears are coming.
Like Hurley.
Get ready.
Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears are quietly building the NFL's next super team, and no one's really talking about it. Not only did they go out there and bring in so many day one starters, but great depth pieces as well in free agency, but are also set up to absolutely smash this year's NFL draft with the number 1 pick and the number 9 pick as well. So in this video, we're going to break down free agency, we're going to break down Caleb Williams, his film, and we're going to show you guys why he's going to be the next superstar at quarterback. But also, we're going to talk about what they should do with the number 9 pick. Now, before we get into the video, comment down below what was your favorite signing of free agency or a trade. And lastly, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. We're going to be covering the Bears for the rest of the offseason, the drafts, mini camp, training camp, everything you need to know. But with that being said, let's dive right into the Bears super team. Now, the first guy we need to talk about here is the ultimate team player in Keenan Allen, a day one starter as well as a go-to target for a rookie quarterback, a safety net in Keenan Allen, one of the best route runners over the past decade, if not the best route runner in the NFL over a long period of time, has over 900 catches, 10,000 yards, 59 touchdowns, averaging about 11.6 yards per reception. Keenan Allen is the perfect wide receiver for a rookie quarterback, and he is going to be a massive addition alongside DJ Moore in this wide receiver room. But man, not only did they get him, but they also added a stud running back in DeAndre Swift. And then you add a guy like DeAndre Swift. Now, Swift is a very interesting running back in my opinion. He can do everything for your football team, makes you more dynamic and way more versatile. But the most important thing about DeAndre Swift is the man is a dual threat. He can catch the football at the backfield, he can run the football, make plays in open field, right? He can make guys miss, but also adds unpredictability to your football team. Guys, the most important thing in football is not being able to be easily read, especially on the offensive side of the football, right? Now, for example, if you look at, the Green Bay Packers, for example, last season, A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones, when Dillon was in the game, they were going to pound it, right? When Aaron Jones was in the game, they're most likely going to throw in the football. They could hand it off to him as well, but you don't want to be predictable. DeAndre Swift can do both catch and be a runner, and I think this is going to be a massive year for him in Chicago. Now, from there, they've added a bunch of good depth pieces. Ryan Bates could be your starting center next season. You had Matt Pryor, Coleman Shelton, a bunch of guys that can come in here and compete at the offensive line position. But also Gerald Everett, I think, is such an underrated pickup here. A vertical threat, can make plays in open space, and just makes you a little bit more dynamic alongside Cole Kmet. But then defensively is where I thought they did something really, really well here. Kevin Byard, one of the most premier NFL safeties in terms of forcing turnovers, right? This man can force a ton of turnovers. Now, I want to show you guys this really quickly. We come down to the defensive side of the football, right? I want to show you this one thing. They rank number 1 in interception percentage. You had a guy here in Kevin Byard who is going to instantly make them, again, one of the most premier DB rooms in football in terms of forcing turnovers. Whenever you can force turnovers, you're going to win a lot more football games than lose, right? They also added Jonathan Owens. They had a special teamer in Amen Ogbongbemiga. Hopefully I said that right. Byron Cowart, a former Auburn Tiger and a New England Patriot, I believe, maybe Kansas City as well. Jacob Martin, a backup edge rusher. So I do like what they've done. There's still work that needs to be done, right? They still need to do some work, but the biggest thing, right, the quarterback position. Tyson Bagent is not the day one quarterback. It is Caleb Williams. Let's break down what Caleb Williams is going to add to this team before we jump into, what they should do at number 9. Now, as we deep dive into some Caleb Williams film, do me a big favor, guys. Hit the like button so we can get this video out to more Chicago Bears fans. And also subscribe if you're new. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. But also, I want to hear from you guys. Do you like bringing in Caleb Williams, or are you guys on the side where you kind of wanted Justin Fields to continue to take over and build as the starting quarterback in Chicago? Let me know your opinion on that. I know a lot of people are kind of on the fence. Is Caleb Williams going to be good? Is he not going to be good? Does he have too much of an ego? Let me know what you guys think. In my opinion, I think Caleb Williams has all the talent in the world to be one of the premier, quarterbacks in the NFL. Can he reach that potential? That's going to be the biggest question. But let's deep dive into some film. All right, here's a play I really wanted to show you in depth. So we're going to have a corner blitz. They're going to fake the middle linebacker blitz, drop him back into a zone coverage. Now, Caleb Williams, in a matter of 2 seconds, maybe less, has to decipher where the pressure is coming from, but also understand where the coverage is at the same time, which is very difficult to do. And I feel like this is something Caleb Williams has been doing for the entirety of his career. So boom, have that edge pressure off your blind side as well. So that is really tough to do right away. So boom, gets outside the pocket, makes the, continues to play on his feet, but then decides to throw crossbody, finds his guy, and gets a chunk of yards here. I mean, that is amazing football by your quarterback, and that's something you need in the NFL. Now, the first thing I want to show you guys here is the way he escapes pressure in the pocket. So right away, you see some edge pressure coming over here. Great move there by the edge rusher. Boom, gets right in. Looks like this is going to be an easy sack, but has the quickness, the athleticism, the elusiveness to get outside the pocket and make a play on his feet, right? Just escape that initial pressure. But he's shown this throughout his entire collegiate career where he is able to, read coverages, read defenses, and is able to continue plays when it looks like they're about to break down completely. Again, some more pressure, gets out the pocket, gets out of the way of harm, and then, steps up and makes a throw, right? Now, he's done this a lot, and he continues to show it. I think at the NFL level, you need this, right? You need to be able to feel the pressure, especially when it's coming on the blind side. You need to understand when it's coming, and I think Caleb Williams is a guy that can step in right away and make these good plays, just in terms of keeping plays alive. All right, so here's another one of my favorite plays by Caleb Williams. On this play, you're going to see a couple of good things by him. So one thing I really want to preach here is, we talked about how good he is at extending plays when there's pressure in the pocket, but at the same time, you need to understand when you need to go make a play with your legs or when you just need to sit in the pocket and make a throw, right? So on this play specifically, he understands the pocket is relatively clean. Nobody's really generating too much pressure once you step up here. Not a bad pocket, right? So this is a play where I don't want to see him start running because you don't need to, not yet, right? But what he does here, and what's amazing, let's run it back just a little bit here. He goes to his progressions extremely quick, man. He knows where everyone's going to be. He knows where they're running, and he understands, okay, we have one deep safety on this side of the field. On the opposite side of the field, we got a bunch of one-on-ones, right? So you got a one-on-one here, you got a one-on-one up here, and a one-on-one down here, right? On this side, you got one-on-ones, but also safety up over the top and a middle read linebacker. So, boom, goes through the progressions and fires a missile to the right side. Good footwork, good understanding of the pocket presence, right? Steps up when he needs to. Perfect. Sets his feet. Boom. Beautiful. These are the traits you want to see from your day one quarterback. All right, now guys, watch this play. This will be the last play we actually break down. If you guys want a full Caleb Williams film breakdown, comment down below saying more film, and I'll make sure to get that for you guys. Now, on this play specifically, boom, get that interior pressure right away. Something we've been covering all day long is his ability to get away from pressure but continue to make throws on his feet, right? Boom, gets out to the left side, but also is running to the left, throws a one-on-one deep ball in the end zone. Perfect placement, unbelievable throw. I mean, guys, watch the play one more time as we get this dude absolutely blowing up the interior of the offensive line. Boom, let's escape that pressure off the left leg. Throw it up in the air, one-on-one to our wide receiver. And you're talking about a DJ Moore. You're talking about a Keenan Allen. This is going to be perfect, man. This is going to be a dream fit for the Bears and Caleb Williams. Now, even though they're locked in at getting Caleb Williams with the #1 pick, there's still a big question. What are they going to do with the number 9 selection? Now, we've already heard Ryan Poles come out and say, with the number 9 pick, we're going to take our time. We're going to really go through all the options, and we're going to make sure we're going to do the best thing available. Now, what he means by that is he is going to have a bunch of teams, and this is literally coming from Ryan Poles. They're going to break up into teams, and they're going to discuss why it is important to draft, let's say, a tackle, or let's say a defensive lineman, or a linebacker, or a wide receiver. They're going to break down a bunch of different position groups, and they're going to have a debate, which is very interesting. I've never really, heard of an approach like this. I'm sure it happens a ton at the NFL level, right, for the draft, but I've never heard a GM come out and say, yeah, we're going to do this. So it is in question right now what they're going to do, where they're going to take. They don't even know what they're going to do yet. So, listen, let me know in the comment section down below, what position do you think the Bears need to target at number 9? And I think they have so many options right now. They can trade back. They can trade up. They can stay patient and take whoever they want. I feel like they have a lot of options. But let's break down what would be the smartest in my opinion. But also comment down in your opinion, what do you think they should do? Now, in my opinion, there are a couple of positions that could be really big needs. Obviously, Keenan Allen is getting up there in age. You kind of want to bring in a guy that could take his place in a couple of years, but also help lead your football team to, winning games, right? So obviously, bringing in a wide receiver, a young wide receiver to develop with Caleb Williams could be really smart. And I've seen a lot of different options here. Obviously, you have a bunch of guys. Roma Duze from Washington could be a really good fit. Obviously, he's a guy that, could bring savviness, could bring a guy who could just go up and haul any catch and contested 50-50 balls. I think he could definitely threaten defenses with a full route tree, but also would have a great connection with Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, and DJ Moore. I think that could be really, really fun to see. However, there is one area of the football team I think they need to improve. Now, obviously, bringing in Montez Sweat, didn't get to see a full season with him at edge rusher. We know that he's going to be a monster, right? However, who's going to play the opposite? Right now, you have DeMarcus Walker, you have Dominique Robinson, or Jacob Martin. Those are the guys that are kind of in, play for that defensive end position, across from Montez Sweat. But there are guys in the draft that I think they could get. A guy like Jared Verse from Florida State could be massive, right? The Bears need to add an edge player, opposite to Montez Sweat, versus the speed, the power, and teams love him, right? He could consider, or Ryan Poles could consider offensive line, but I feel like edge, when you rank number 32, dead last in sack percentage last season, you need to add someone who can get to the quarterback. The most important things in the NFL right now are definitely getting to the quarterback and protecting your quarterback. So obviously, with them being dead last and getting to the quarterback, I would go out there and add that edge depth right away alongside Caleb Williams in that first round, and then from there start to add some wide receivers and some linemen, and then boom, I think that could be the perfect draft strategy. Now, Jared Verse is a very interesting prospect. You're going to see him lined up here at the bottom of your screen. A rare combination of size, speed, quickness, but power and strength are the things that make him stand out. Explosiveness as well. Boom, gets right through the tackle into the quarterback for the sack. I mean, this dude is a different breed. And if they add him alongside Montez Sweat, you could have in a couple of years probably the two most dynamic edge rushers in the NFL, right? I know there's, a need at wide receiver to build with Caleb Williams, but man, if you end up with Caleb Williams and Jared Verse in the first round, you would have absolutely won it already, just in the first round alone. Now, do me a favor, guys. Comment down below, who do you think the Bears should target? If you don't have a certain player or a certain position, just comment down below, maybe a couple of position groups that you think they need to target. For me, I think they need to come out of here with a wide receiver. At some point in time, bring in a wide receiver. I think you need edge. I think you need Jared Verse, someone who can come off the edge and bring pressure. And then O-line. I think you got to continue to build the O-line. Last season, the Bears were dealing with a lot of injuries, but also ranked number 26 in QB sack percentage. Running the ball wise, they have very good running game. And I think DeAndre Swift could be amazing for them. I think Caleb Williams would come in right away and start to take over this offense. And then defensively, they had probably the best run defense in the league, the best turnover defense in the league in terms of passing the ball, right, pass defense. But overall, still had areas to improve, and I think they've done such a good job so far this offseason. So hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, join the family, and let me know what you guys think they should do. And I'll see you in the next Bears update. Peace.